Okay, good evening everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Blade. On behalf of the Red Hot Gamers, I am reviewing 2K Games WWE 2K15. And this was obviously released on Xbox and PlayStation quite a while ago. And while there was huge rumours at the time that it was going to be released on PC, it never actually came out on release day. And I tweeted these guys all the time, pretty much every day before the release, asking if there was definitely going to be a PC release. Never got any response. After the release date, when it came out on console, I still tweeted them quite a lot and asking if it was ever going to come out on PC, and never got a response. So eventually it did come out, and there was hardly any announcement for it at all. I can't remember it even being covered on the major gaming websites, even the PC gaming websites, the big ones. It just never seemed to be announced that this was actually coming out until I saw it on Steam. So let's jump in and have a quick look. It's a fairly decent port of the console versions overall. There isn't really anything to compete with it on PC at the minute. I think the last WWE game that came out on PC officially was Raw in 2004 or something ridiculous like that. There is a indie development game called Pro Wrestling X that is available on Steam. It's very, very early access at the minute, but they are looking to recreate the sort of N64 day style of wrestling games, which could be awesome, but it's very far from being finished. So let's jump into a match here. As you can see, there is a full complement of wrestlers available, including multiple types of the same characters. So you can see there is 2 CM Punks there. You've also got some Hulk Hogans. You've got different types of Hulk Hogans. Sting's obviously 2 different personas that there is. There is different attire and stuff that you can unlock for people. It's very good, and as you can see, there is a lot of unlockable characters that you have to do through the various game modes to unlock. As far as the matches go, you've got your usual sort of choices. It's not as extensive as it used to be, as I seem to remember it being on some of the wrestling games on console in the past. You used to get absolute tons of types of matches, but there's a decent amount to keep you interested. There's no Elimination Chamber, which disappointed me slightly. I do like the Elimination Chamber. I think it's a great match. Right, so let's have a look at the entrances. I've had to turn the music off, obviously, because I don't want to get copyright strike. As you can see, the graphics on the characters are pretty good. That does look very much like our boy Brock Lesnar. The fireworks and stuff like that are still very poor, but that's kind of what you got used to in wrestling games. I suppose they're not the most important thing for him to be working on. And one thing that does annoy me as well is that the ring announcer, that they used on this is probably my most hated one in WWE. I really don't like the guy at all. And when he's doing it live, he does puts a lot more passion into it as well. Whereas this just sounds as though he's talking in a shed that they've just put an echo on. Here's CM Punk. Can't really see it on this version of Punk, but again, the same sort of things that we've been used to for years in wrestling games. The long hair on some of the wrestlers is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It does look a bit better than what we have seen before, but you get in a Divas match, it looks absolutely ridiculous there. Just jumping into the game itself, it runs okay. There was a little bit of screen tearing. I haven't got VSync turned on this. I tend to not use VSync in any games, to be quite honest with you, because it does sometimes make some very bad input delay. But no, it runs okay. Overall, decent frame rate. I did notice some very big frame drops during a TLC match, I think. I'll probably put some footage up of it. When you're messing about with tables and ladders and whatever, the frame rate did very noticeably drop sometimes. And I was using a couple of fairly quick characters as well. I was using Rob Van Dam when I was fighting Rey Mysterio, so you're trying to run around and stuff, it's got quite jerky at some point. And I haven't got these settings, they're fairly limited settings. You have got some choice as to obviously your resolution, whether you want MXAA, FXAA or whatever. There's 3 different types of MXAA you can use, and obviously VSync, which I haven't got turned on, which is probably why you can see a bit of the screen tearing. There are replays during the matches as well when something decent happens, like a big move or whatever. You get a replay. Also at the end of the match, you get 3 or 4 replays of like big moments during the match. When this game first came out, it was completely broken. The replays were all of the characters, including the ref, would just be laid flat in the ring. There'd be no ropes on the ring. Sometimes the stadiums would be half empty and stuff like that. But they have patched that since, and it is now working a lot better. It's still not quite 100% there, because sometimes it shows you replays of completely irrelevant things, or it goes to show you a big move and then goes on to the next replay before the move's even been completed. It's quite strange. The controls aren't terrible. They're pretty normal compared to how wrestling games have been in the past. They have added in some things though, like when you do a grapple against people, that you have to get like a rock paper scissors sort of mini game come up. Whereas, like, you know, if you win out of the rock paper scissors game, you then progress into the offensive hold of the grapple, so to speak. CM Punk there, he's taking Lesnar to town. He's getting him up for a go to sleep. Bang! And Lesnar's been cut open. You do have to enable blood in the options menu yourself. It isn't on. It isn't on. Oh bloody! I nearly lost there. It isn't turned on by default, is the blood, so you have to do it yourself if that's something that you want to see. And I always prefer to see a bit of blood. I am very much an Attitude sort of era guy. Reversals are fairly easy. You might have seen it pops up with the right trigger icon above your character's head when you can reverse something. It's all done on timing. And it's a lot better than the SmackDown days where you had one reverse button for striking hits coming towards you and another reverse button for grappling moves used against you. So, as far as other game modes are concerned, there is the 2K Showcase, which is really good fun. You replay big fights in the history of the WWE. The first one that you do is CM Punk's fight against John Cena at Money in the Bank. Punk left with the WWE Championship. I would show you some of these features, but again, they show promo videos of that they would have had at the main event before the match that build it up, sort of thing. So I don't want to get copyright strike for them. Also, the commentary in the normal games is pretty boring. It's pretty standard as to what we've got used to with these games. But in the 2K Showcase, they actually use some of the real footage, some of the real commentary from when it actually happens, which obviously adds quite a bit more atmosphere to it, rather than just the standard commentary you get during these matches. The creator player mode, it has got some pretty decent options in there. It seems quite watered down, to be quite honest, compared to previous iterations on other games. There doesn't seem to be the customability that you used to get on some of these things, which is a shame, because that was always a big part for me. I used to love creating my own characters and whatever, and then trying to take them through the career mode to become obviously a WWE champion. As far as the online mode is concerned, I haven't had any luck with that whatsoever. I can't even get into a game. I can't even see an easy way of trying to find a match. There is a pop-up that comes up in the top right-hand corner that says click your right stick. Sorry, I'm using an Xbox controller to enable background matchmaking. Now I keep turning that on, and I'm guessing it looks as though it's searching, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. So I don't know whether you can actually do that or not yet on the PC version. But obviously it's something that would really be good for the game, because as fun as it is fighting against the computer, I would like to test my skills against some other people online at some point. Overall, this is not the best wrestling game that has ever been made. Not by a long shot, to be honest with you. But it is by far the best wrestling game on PC. In fact, really, as it stands at the minute, it's the only viable wrestling game on PC. And this is why I was tweeting to 2K Games all the time about this. Seriously, all the time. Trying to just get some confirmation about them, even after it got released on console and the reviews came out, and you know, they basically said that, you know, this isn't a great wrestling game. It's good, but it's not great. I still wanted this to come out on PC because we don't have a good wrestling game to play, let alone a great one. Like I say, the only other one is the Pro Wrestling X, that is very, very early on in development, and I don't know when that is going to be completed. But I mean, that does look as though it could have some promise, but until then we needed something to play. Hopefully it sells pretty well. It was in the top 10 of the Steam top sellers list yesterday, I think it was, and hopefully that will encourage 2K to actually bring their next iteration of well, I'm guessing it'll be 2K16 obviously, to PC straight away when it's released. That would be brilliant, so that we don't get... I mean, this isn't like a GTA sort of thing where GTA was delayed because they were improving the game. I'm not even sure whether they was intending to release this on PC, to be quite honest with you. I mean, this is like 6 months later down the line, and it's only just come out, and like I say, it barely got even mentioned anywhere. So after all that, all things considered, if the online gets sorted, maybe it's just me being stupid, I can't get it to work. If the online gets sorted, I'll be quite happy to give this a 7 out of 10. As it currently stands, with no online as far as I can see, with some of the graphical issues that it does have, some of the clunkiness in the walking around things and whatever that you do get in these games. But again, just because we've learnt to expect it doesn't mean that they should get away with it. So as it stands currently on PC, I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Now, this could all change because 2K have announced that this game will be moddable, I'm guessing through the Steam Workshop. So once we see what some of these guys can come up with in the mod store that we can download and add to our games, I'm really interested to see what people can do with this. I think it'd be absolutely fantastic. So overall, I think this is a very good game, and if you're a wrestling fan, go out and get it, especially if you haven't got a console, because this is the best you're going to get. Thank you all for watching, guys, and until next time, I've been Blade. Check out the Red Hot Gamers website, redhotgamers.co.uk. Take care.